you mentioned that story of the guys who tried to rob your house.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about that?
If you like.
I do want to. Yes. What happened?
I mean, look. There was some like teenagers. I've just moved into this house. Made a big thing online. I'm getting a new house because this is the game, right? This is the rap game. You're gonna get to a place where you're doing well, and people want to know if it's true or not. Have you really transcended the bottom? Is that really possible? Because that it's like in the Batman film, right? And there's that prison, and to get out of the prison, you've got to escape and jump out of the hole at the top. And that's crabs in a bucket. We're all looking at the top of the bucket, thinking, can we get out of there? And once you're in the process, it's interesting really, because you got to fake it till you make it, right? So you're sort of demonstrating that, like, here's where I'm at. You know, some people are less honest about it. I was trying to be sort of accurate. So like, it's like I've bought this house and I've not really built up the walls on the outside, or there's no blinds up at the time. And there's like a group of like teenagers up on the wall and they're shouting me, Bugzy, Bugzy, Bugzy. And I'm thinking, whatever. And then my girlfriend at the time gets out of the shower and he's walking through the house naked and they're looking in through the window. She's like, the kids outside have seen me naked, right? And I'm like, yeah, just give them time to go, because I'm thinking I've not moved here to then start like going out and just even chatting to the kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna try not to get too involved at where I live, right? So time goes by and then eventually there just come a situation where I'd sort of left the house. Thought the coast was clear. Left the house. On this particular day, I was trying to get my little sister to make friends with my mum. And so we're doing a bit of domestic healing, or whatever you call it. And I go and collect my little sister. I've not seen her in a long time. And I'm going to take her to town first. On the way to town, and at this point now, the kids are trying to like terrorize the house. So my ex-girlfriend phones me up on the wall again, and it's all going on. So then I drive back to the park, and the house and the park. I pull up and I see the kids and they see the car and they just want to see it's me. I get the situation. I'm a famous guy. I live in the area. So then as I like pull up, they start to jog off through the park looking, and whoever they must have been in the area, their brothers and family, were tough guys, and they've come back and broke into the house, broke onto the land, smashed the windows. Tell him when he gets back, he's dead. So that was the situation. I'm with my little sister in the car, and we had to fly home. I drove home, nervous, because you don't like, you're just in a situation where you're not sure. And by the way, there was a few little things happening around the house of like, it was a big house, and you don't understand the ramifications of living in a big house, but it attracts a lot of attention, you know. And that, to be honest, has put me off like them kinds of luxuries, because people see you as something different. So now I'm like doing a lot of traveling and opening my mind and being in places with just a backpack, you know, to go back to basics. Anyway, so I went back. I was nervous.
You're driving back to deal with this issue.
I'm flying back. My mum's on the phone to the police in the background when my ex-girlfriend's screaming on the phone. And my heart's just beating. I'm just like, oh my days, because I'm saying to my ex-girlfriend, did they have balaclavas on? Did they have gloves on? Did they have weapons? She's like, I don't know. And you hear, tsh, and they're breaking in, right? And yeah, I sort of pull up and you're straight into the chaos of the situation. And I think luckily at that point, again, I've just kept up boxing for so long that as I was getting into these interactions with these guys, I was able to gauge distance enough to make one move and then threat nullified. What's happening next? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that was that. I mean, these deeper detail, I don't know how much I should go into, but they sort of barricaded the road off. It's like a country road that takes you to the house. And me and my sister are in the car. It's been the first altercation. We get into the car. We're driving down this country road. It's barricaded off with big boulders like that. So I know there's an ambush coming. So I look in the bush and there's a big guy with a brick. So I put my sister's head down like that. And really what he should have done is he should have just thrown that brick straight through the car, created panic and attacked me. But what he'd done is he tried to play Mr. Intimidating and tried to have me a fight with this brick. But what he doesn't understand is what I understood is you have to jab me with that brick. Because if you start swinging it at me, it's going to end up knocked out of your hand. It's the nature of a heavy, weapon of whatever description. So he stood there. I put my hands up in the air, and psychology says that if I say to you, what t-shirt's that again? Exactly. Your brain starts to answer the question. Like your nervous system starts to answer the question before you get a chance to think. So I jump out of the car and I've gone, no way is it you. Is that a blue t-shirt? Fuck off, you. And I'm asking him these questions and you can see his brain doing, but I'm closing the distance and I'm sparring every day. And I know how close I need to get and he won't think I can touch him, but I can. And I'm getting closer and closer and he's not getting the time to get his feet in place to swing the brick properly. And when by the time he realizing I'm close enough and he tries to do something with the brick, I've managed to hit him and it just skimmed him and he spun around and dropped the brick. So then it all goes to court, obviously. He doesn't try and press charges because me and him had a decent fight. To be fair to him, we had a decent fight. But I won the fight, and then I get in the car, I move the bricks, boulders, I get back to my house, and that's the video that surfaces online of me flying down the drive.
Taking your top off.
The reason I'm taking my top off is because a van then comes screeching onto the path of their backup. So now there's a van full of guys to come and back them guys up. So I'm taking my top off because I'm going now to get back involved again. And honestly, like when I turned up for the second time, like I just turned up and was just shouting my head off like a lunatic, frothing at the mouth. And I was just like, what I was explaining to them is like, you're at my family home. My mum's in there. You guys have turned up to beat me up. I've turned up here to die for my family. This is two different situations. And you think I'm like a celebrity. I really come from the dark, and you look like a bit of a plumber. You look like you go to the pub on a weekend. It's like you don't like that you're at my family home. I ain't got nowhere to run. And it wasn't as articulate as that, by the way. But, that was
shouting and screaming.
I was shouting my head off, because, I didn't want to hurt anybody else. And it was getting out of hand, because boxing allowed me to be able to deal with it clean cut. But if I didn't have boxing, then I'd have got into a fight with the first guy, thrown onto the floor, and maybe beaten up outside my own house. So boxing was able to get me through the situation. That was that. There was after the situation, then they tried to phone the police. And there was a court case, and there was this moment in court. At this point, the court case was a couple of years later, and at this point I broke up with my ex-girlfriend and she had to come and give evidence, which was this mad situation for me. And there was just this point where I had to speak to the jurors, that are going to judge her. There's like a panel of people that are going to judge. And do you know what I'd done? I just told them who I was, because I understand that people look at a guy that looks like a tough street guy and he's a rapper, and all these sort of stereotypes go with these people. Look at things in categories, right? Because sometimes people are too lazy to understand that everyone's just an individual. So I just spoke to him on a really human level and explained who I am and what my intention was going into that situation. And that was simply to protect my family. And I could have lost my temper and I could have took that over the top. But I feel like I dealt with every situation perfectly. There's many a man that would have pulled out a weapon and it would have been a different story in the news, you know, but I risked it. I risked having a fair fight, and luckily by the skin of my teeth, well, maybe not the skin of my teeth, but I come out on top, you know, and I feel as if I was blessed because my back was up against the wall, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got not guilty. Do you know what I've never really spoke about with this, yeah? I'm sat in the room with my lawyers and that. And they're like, right, today's the verdict. You're either going to get guilty. Bro, if I get guilty, as a kid, I was a persistent young offender. I was in lots of trouble all the time. That was something I had to overcome and get out of the habit of being. So I'm thinking, for the criminal record I had when I was young, like, if I get a guilty here, this is looking like jail. And
Did it feel like you were back there?
Oh, man. What did it feel like? Because it's all over social media and the paparazzi are coming to my hotel. I'm not signed to a record label. I'm independent, you know. So for the newspapers to be turning up, when I fell off my bike, it's in the newspapers. When I got engaged, it's in the newspapers. It's sort of unheard of. I'm independent. I'm not a record label's cash cow, right? So you're going in past paparazzi every day. It was just a bizarre experience. And on the day when he's like, today you get the not guilty or the guilty or not guilty, my heart's beating, shitting my pants a little bit. And he's like, we've got a prepared statement for if you get not guilty. I said, that's the one I'm interested in. Because now I'm doing the law of attraction in my head. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting a guilty today, right? He reads it to me. I said, okay, it's COVID. We're just coming out, we're sort of in COVID. I'm doing a tour. Tour tickets aren't selling because people aren't sure whether to put the money into concerts because they might get pulled.
Might be inside.
Do you remember that stage? So I'm putting a concert on in the most controversial stage, right? I said at the bottom of that statement, just write that Bugzy is going to go away now and concentrate on the ticket sales of his UK tour.
You used your statement as an ad read for the tour.
Listen, it's turning a negative into a positive, right? And in my heart, I believed I was righteous. What the judge was going to believe on the day is, you know, who knows sort of thing. But they judged me fairly, and I got this not guilty. And then I was on the stairs, stood there in this pinstripe suit that I got made after John Gotti's suit when he got off his court cases. I quite liked it. It was tailored well. I'm like stood there and I remembered, oh yeah, we've got all the news in front of us. And he goes, and Bugzy is going to go away now to concentrate on the sales of his UK tour. And bro, the tickets just sold out. So I'd fell off my bike. I'd come back from the bike accident. I had this big court case from these guys that smashed my house up. And I ended up selling out the tour, you know? So it was a triumphant moment. It was a negative into a positive, you know?
You are probably not eating enough fruit and vegetables, and you know it, and this is going to help. Good news, AG1 just released their next-gen formula. It is a more advanced, clinically backed version of the product that I've been drinking every day for years. So you still get the same one-scoop ritual, but now with an even more thoughtful formulation, flavor, and 4 clinical trials behind it. AG1 has been evolving since 2010, continuously improving alongside the latest research, and AG1 Next Gen is the result clinically shown to help fill common nutrient gaps and support gut health, even in people who already eat well. In one study, it boosted healthy bacteria in the gut by 10 times. And if you're still unsure, they've got a 90-day money-back guarantee, so you can buy it and try it for 3 months. And if you don't like it, they'll give you your money back. Right now, you can get a year's free supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs, plus the 90-day money-back guarantee by going to the link in the description below or heading to drinkag1.com/modernwisdom. That's drinkag1.com/modernwisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ooh, a tasty morsel of a conversation for you there. Well, full meal available right here. Go on. Press it.